Lucia, this is Open Mic, and I have a very special guest today. But prior to introducing my guest, I want to do a slight preamble of some certain matters which have taken place in the last couple of months. I've taken the liberty this time to read it because it's important that I don't forget anything. It is so unfortunate to note that this administration continues to spend thousands of dollars on frivolous television commercials when the time spent on creating these commercials and funding them could be directed towards an aiding economy and unemployment of 50% for the youth in this country. As a gentle reminder to the individuals responsible for running the country, I now take the liberty to refreshen their minds on the ongoing chaos in St. Lucia. First, some 16 months ago, this administration quietly introduced through Parliament a 5% pay cut of all civil servants without consultation, which backfired, simultaneously bringing about the wrath of the public service. Secondly, the drastic reduction of fuel prices worldwide was only addressed after a major demonstration took place. Thirdly, the staff of the Fire Service Department was treated with utter disdain by way of frivolous promotions, resulting in an expensive commission of inquiry to solve a simple problem. Fourth, the students at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College were slapped with an increase in school fees just a couple of weeks before classes commenced, which left many students scrambling and some unable to further their studies. To get the attention of government, these students orchestrated a demonstration at the Sir Arthur Lewis grounds. 5. When the comprehensive school reopened after the summer holidays, teachers took protest action against the deplorable state of the school, prompting urgent remedial action. 6. The High Court of St. Lucia has encountered ongoing difficulties, and despite EC $1 million being earmarked for renovations, the situation remains untenable, whereby the Bar Association has now refused to enter the premises. This all comes on the heels of a justice system crying for help, as 360 individuals remain on remand and countless civil and criminal cases remain in abeyance. 7. The closure of a multi-million-dollar forensic lab based on suspected corruption, yet after several months there appears to be no rush to reopen the lab, when in fact two options are available: retain the services of skilled personnel or lease the premises to a competent organization. 8. We are faced with a disgruntled police force based upon an impacts report which the majority of the police force consider unfair, since the rules of engagement appear to have superseded the nation's justice system. Based on the fact that 8 postmortems out of the 12 alleged extrajudicial killings were completed, while the remaining 4 postmortems were ongoing. 9. A $200 million national hospital remains shut 18 months after completion, with no funding available to operate the hospital. 10. The St. Jude's Hospital has dragged on for almost 4 years since this administration has moved into office, and no definitive completion date has been set. Meanwhile, the medical services at both Victoria Hospital and the makeshift hospital at the stadium have reached their lowest levels, with limited medical supplies and other related medical services in disarray. 11. A fracture approximately 40 feet deep on the main Castries Vieux-Fort Highway has taken almost 2 years to be addressed. At a cost of EC $2.8 million, this road fracture has now been completed, but most professional engineers on island have severely criticized the scope of works. It is felt that the two 40-foot slopes at either end of the entrance and exit of the constructed box culvert with the wrong type of material used for that job will certainly disintegrate after 2 or 3 heavy downpours. This material will slide into the narrow waterway and most likely cause a similar casualty. 12. On several occasions, the fishermen are left penniless for months on end, despite promises to pay the individuals on time. It should be noted that without the cash to purchase fuel and feed their families, life can be extremely difficult. 13. The sargassum weed continues to contaminate the health of persons in the Dennery area, in addition to hampering the fishermen going to sea for over 12 months, when all it takes is an excavator and some trucks to transfer and bury the weed elsewhere. 14. To address the ongoing complaints at Victoria Hospital, all it takes is approximately $2 million to ensure that a proper stock of medication is available and at least 3 more doctors on a full-time basis. Victoria Hospital can be easily cleaned up and air-conditioned the wards, which are most untidy and very hot for the poor patients. When one compares that EC $1.5 million was spent on a Bruceville road leading to nowhere, these funds could have been diverted to Victoria Hospital. To add insult to injury, we see clear signs of victimization to certain banana farmers who simply highlighted a gross inefficiency on the part of the Ministry of Agriculture, where the nation's quota on bananas has not been adequately revisited. This failure has caused farmers to be disadvantaged by way of earnings of their fruit being shipped to Europe. By simply highlighting this difficulty, Mr. Eric Celestin has been victimized, whereby Winfresh no longer accepts any of his fruit, causing the individual to dispose of his crop locally at a much reduced amount. How can that be right? The Prime Minister should recall that when he lost the 2006 general elections, he indicated that he was in purgatory. He should therefore concern himself with all the individuals suffering at Victoria Hospital who are also serving their term in purgatory. On that score, this brings an end to my preamble, and we will start our program thereafter.